Hello, everyone. Hello, Oren. Not really many people here today. Kind of quiet, also because I don't have music on. But how's everyone doing? Video did very horribly, so I decided it's just time to show us what you got. Let me find my music. Hello, David. Where is my music? There it is. Oh yeah, so video didn't do that great, even though I spent a couple weeks working on it. Oh well, it is what it is. YouTube do be like that sometimes, although more often than not, I've realized since the changes in October, it's been a lot worse. So fuck you, YouTube. You suck. I think it's also because now they're constantly pushing those stupid fucking AI thumbnails, and I hate it. Because I keep getting recommended so much of that crap with the stupid AI thumbnails, it pisses me off. Ugh. Yeah, need to open some more photos, so let me just hide this. But yes, there's another entry of show us what you got. Looking at some miniatures from the members of the community and giving them critique and feedback. Also, congratulations, Rabon Green, being a greedy bastard in first, second, third. Ugh. Showed up to fuck you, YouTube. You suck. Well, I mean, yes, they do suck. They've constantly been shitifying the platform. And making things significantly worse and pushing the AI crap and just so much shit that's dumb that I think they need to get their head out of their ass, honestly. Because, yeah, YouTube has been pretty damn stupid lately. More or less on the creator side, but yeah, they're pushing all the stupid... What was it? They're pushing, like, AI thumbnail usage, and I've noticed it a lot more heavily with, like, just random-ass videos that get recommended. You even try to do, like, an AI thumbnail, like, oh, hey, use an AI thumbnail based off of what your video is about, and I'm like, no, fuck that. So, yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, though, that the only thing it can work for is just copying the AI and making it yourself. That's it. It's like, oh, make it look like here's a thumbnail we generated for you that you can use. Huh, no, I'm gonna steal the idea that you stole. Actually put effort into it. Oh my god, that is so much crap from Lika. Yep. How does the show work? Do we send you photos? Yeah, so you post if you're in the Discord and the Discord is 18 and up, you post them in the Show Us What You Got channel. If not, you put them in the community tab of the YouTube channel. And basically what I do is you ask for either feedback or critique. And Lika did not ask for either. Okay, never mind. They asked for feedback at the very bottom, and Jesus Christ, there are so many. Ready for everyone to feel adequate when we get to Lika? That's usually what happens. Yes, so I have to go to the game store after this to pick up some paint finally, because I have decided I am going to paint the Alpha Legion Sniper on Wednesday. I'm gonna start painting him. And I also gotta hope it does not rain later today, because I do need to have clear skies to paint it. I mean, to prime it. He's not real, it's a mythical creature of the server. There are many mythical creatures in this server. I heard something. Luke, thank you for the YouTube subscription. That's a gig chat. Open that one. Goddamn, Lika really has been busy. Jesus Christ, there's so many fucking photos. My god, there's so many. Holy shit. Well, at least it'll be a longer stream because they're giving some more stuff to look at, unlike last stream. Jesus Christ. Okay, Jesus Christ, there's like 20 plus photos just from then of different miniatures that they painted in a month, mind you, when we get to this. I cast British Rain on you. No. Yeah, feedback. Okay. Also, please, like, you don't need to hold your miniature if you're going to take photos of it. Put it on the desk. Put the miniature down. And also make sure it's in focus, too. That's a lot of bugs. Can't look at a video. Oh, hang on, I'm getting a phone call. Okay. And open up more images. Lots and lots of images this week, which is good. Well, lots and lots. Mostly, like I said, most of them is all Leica, which is nothing wrong with that. Just pads out the stream time. Hello, ML Pro. Terrible painter, just samples of your own work. What do you mean, my stuff? Like, laugh at people. Well, we don't laugh at people here. We laugh at each other. And this is the only time I tell people if their paint job is bad or not. Because I have soundboard stuff, and Barbacoa, you have to put feedback or critique, or I'm not gonna look at it.
I like what you got. Good job. Boo, not cool.
Yeah, samples of my own work. Let's see, where's some of my newer stuff? Because I haven't really taken photos of stuff, but this is... Why do I have a rear shot of my Warsmith? Probably also move this down so it's below everything too. Then I can just open stuff up. Okay, now I need to find that. Browse. Do I even have this stuff in the correct folder? I don't know. Mech Warrior. Shut up, David. Ew, shut the fuck up. Oh, that's a really large image, Jesus Christ. Kit Bash I did a long time ago. Like 2 years ago, because the old Ty Ross model was goofy. Dark Teeth and Robot Brain Happy Yee. Hello Polar Bear, hello Tony. What other ones do I have? I really need to get into the habit of taking photos of my shit more. I haven't done that in ages. Like, I usually just take like some photos or video for videos at the end. Although I haven't done that lately either. I just do cats. Just do video of my cat. This one was painted a year ago. Well, not actually when he first came out. Like, I finished him in a month. But I feel like if I were to paint him again, it'd be a lot better. This was what, 3 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago, because I finished painting him before I moved. 36 century. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Paul. Pull the Paul. Yeah, I painted this guy the lion 3 years ago. If I painted them again, I'd probably do a lot better. Do I have any other ones? This thing is like, I can't remember how many years ago did I paint this thing, like 5 years ago? I think I painted this thing 5 years ago, I don't know. This thing was a few years ago too, because I painted him the week he came out. No, David, I don't have that. How long have I been painting? So I've been painting Warhammer since 2019, but I painted before that BattleTech stuff, like, and also like scale model kits. Do you have anything with OSL? No, because I have not used a. I don't use an airbrush. Oh yes, and I just realized too, a lot of my stuff isn't organized. Also paint checker marks. I thought I took photos. I thought I took photos of my Saturnine Dreadnought. I think I did. I just don't remember where I put them. Usually when I organize stuff, I put them in the miniatures section, but I guess I didn't this time. I thought I did. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm gonna stream for like 2 hours until I meet again. And then I'm going to... I have to go to the game store to pick up shit. I could have swore I took photos. If not... where did I save it is the problem. I don't remember what the video was that had it in it. For my Saturnine Dreadnought. Sins of the Past, maybe? Well, I don't know. Whatever. I painted a lot of stuff. Yes, that is Skeletor. It was a little Master of Possession kit bash I did. For fun. So it was just the Master of Possession body with a Primaris Chaplain helmet, and then I swapped out the staff with a DW skull. Yes. That is some of my work that I've done. But let's get to some... Show us what you got.
Show us what you got!
Okay, so let me turn on this. Why is... Oh, I gotta turn on this one. So... And the staff has a gray skull at its peak. The new He-Man movie? No, I have not. Shut up, David. I don't paint a lot of orcs. You shut up. I don't paint orcs. How dare you? Be quiet. I just remember that I did post photos of my Saturnine Dreadnought. I don't remember where they are. Usually I put stuff in minis. Now it's going to annoy me that I don't know where it is. Now I have to find it. Thanks, guys. I mean, the easiest thing for me to do is just go to my YouTube channel and look at my past couple of videos. Because I finished it in June, so... Probably... Top 10, that's what it was. That was the video. And that's 10 iconic. The minis, images... I found them! Saturnine Dreadnought, where's Saturnine Dreadnought? Okay, top 10 mini folder. I need to really move those Saturnine Dreadnought images. Big image, because I took it in 4K. Ugh. Ugh. Big image. Soundboard is loud as up. It's supposed to be loud. I thought it'd be as good. There's some really good faces in the Discord. Baby carrot. I don't like the baby carrier. Yeah, it's time for show us what you got. So first up, we have a tank from Robzilla. Leaving rust I just painted one after waiting for 5 weeks to get critique and feedback, please. Rottweiler for scale. Okay. So let's see. So what I'm noticing first is, of course, the huge mold line right here. I can tell that you tried to get rid of it right here, but not so much on the muzzle brake and this area right here. So work on that. The paint looks a bit great. Well, it is grainy because I see... Yeah, paint is grainy in some areas, and that's not very good. So you got like a grainy texture on the stubber up here. There's a grainy texture on the tank itself. I know that's not intentional. That's probably just primer, I'm gonna guess. But let's see. Where's more images? So okay, so I honestly think you need to use a different texture paint, because I do see that you have some on the treads. I would use a different texture paint from aside from the colors that you have, or change the cut, like paint the texture paint a different color, because it's kind of blending in and meshing with the armor of the tank itself. And also, yes, very funny miniature on the back of it. Yes, always warm up your spray cans. So you have like a blending of the colors, which kind of, it doesn't look that great. That's kind of detracting from the miniature, taking away from it. The sandbags, I can see fingerprints, so if you're gonna work with sandbags, wear gloves when you do it, or get a silicone brush, and once you've placed it and it's been sitting for a little bit, hit it with the silicone brush to like flatten out the areas. He's not reading a book, he's holding a rose. He's holding a rose. Can't you see it? That's a rose, not a book. Yeah, you can kind of see what I mean by the colors are, the gray color is blending in with the treads and stuff. And the texture paint too, because you didn't warm up the can. And also, some fingerprints not here. Okay, so if that's supposed to be a bullet hole in the sandbag, it's not gonna have a bullet impact like that. It's gonna be just a tear in the bag with like sand coming out of it. Eyes will melt. So I think this is just a case of warm up your can, fix the mold lines, and make sure your colors aren't blending together with the weathering. Reading if you're like a book, maybe. Hello, Keller, how you doing? I mean, the miniatures, like the minis, the people are painted pretty well, so that's good. It's just the tank needs work. And doggo for scale. 95-pound Rottweiler Brunhilde. Wait, is there stuff still on the screen? No, it's just my thing wasn't set to live. Okay, thank you for sharing, Rob. Next up, we have that one dumb panda. Feedback and critique, please. First librarian unpainted. Ooh, that looks very nice. Very nice. That looks very good. That's the Vallejo True Metallic, right? They're blue. I really hope my game store has those when I go to today, because they have an entire rack of Vallejo paints. I will buy this shit if it is there. European stream I can make in an 8-2 a.m. Yes, hello Mono. Hello Jaeger. So let's see. Let's see what can you feedback and critique. Okay, so I think let's see. So cape looks okay. I would maybe go back in with a little bit brighter colors and hit the raised areas. Good looking Grey Knight. That's not a Grey Knight, that's just a Librarian. Oops, went too far ahead. So yeah, Cape is what needs... Yeah, Cape and Tabard need a bit of work. Because I see some red... Is that red? I see what looks like red bleeding over onto the Tabard right here. Because this is supposed to be black, I can see red. You need to also make sure your purity seals are completely opaque. And also don't like drench purity seals in wash. You have some overspill of gold right here. I do see that you tried to do the white inside the recesses. I'm not sure if you used white paint or you used white oil paint or ink. Community. Cloak is great. Yeah, the rear of the cloak is good. It's just the inner cloak needs some work, as you can see how... I'm not sure if that's paint peeling off or just they forgot to paint that area right here along the gray. So that might need a little bit of work to fix that. Make sure your paint is make sure your paint is opaque. And then also the base too, you might want to hit that with a dry brush. And you've also... Okay, so a little bit of like brown texture on the rock is fine. Because that, if you're doing weathering, that's actually how the rock would look in real life. You'd have dirt accumulating on the rock over time. No Ikbar today. Brown is pretty good. Another problem is the photos are out of focus. But the blue is a good color. That's for the most part very neat in some areas. You do have paint overspill in some areas too. Like right here, you didn't paint it completely silver. There's red spilling over. You have red on the black cloak. You have gold spilling over. This is just something that needs to be tidied up, I think. So it's not too bad. Just needs to be tidied up.
I like what you got. Good job.
Thank you for sharing. Next up we have... Okay, Panda shared some more miniatures. Feedback on these eradicators. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so you need better lighting next time you take photos. Because this guy was lit appropriately, it's just these ones aren't. Okay. First thing, make sure you varnish your... excuse me. Make sure you put varnish over your decals. Because your miniature is matte and the decals are shiny. So you want it all to not, like, you want it all to blend in. And you don't want to be able to tell that these are decals. You get to my stalker tells me because the camera's ass. Yeah, about that, I don't think I opened those. I did open the photos, but they are very blurry. So I'm not going to be able to tell much from it. So I think overall these are good. It's just your decals, you need to knock those down because they are shiny. Decals are a bit shiny. The paint job's good. Could maybe use a little bit of a dry brush. Could have used a little bit of a dry brush highlight on the blue armor. Is what I would have done. Yes, these are Ultra Smurfs. Basing is good too, although I think you may have gone a little bit too heavy on putting texture paste on their feet because you're kind of blending into the base in some areas, like right here, because you want to keep it consistent across all of them. Because these ones, his feet isn't sinking into the base. This one, his feet are sinking into the base. On the other ones, their feet aren't really sinking into the base. Any guess what I just learned about yesterday in the good old YouTube? What did you learn? What'd you learn from the good old YouTube? Yeah, so... And also you need to make sure that your basing material gets everywhere. So this is what I do when I base my miniatures with texture paste. I usually put an outline of miniature... Yeah. I usually do the Bloody Monger Company, okay. I usually put like, I try to make an outline of where the miniature is gonna go using a pencil. So that way I can get the texture paste right up to where the foot would go. And if I want to put texture paste on the feet, I can do it very sparingly. Because it's the whole thing of less is more. Dirty seals don't look like they're opaque. Again, decals, you really want to put matte varnish over those. Or like Microsol Microset, because that knocks down the shine too. Another thing, if you're doing Ultramarines and you're putting them on a rounded pad, you want to make a cut down the center of the shoulder of the decal, because then it folds in on itself like it is right here. Because notice how this one's a bit better, although it looks like that one tore a bit. Huh. Let's say, did my thing not updated? Native Stables great companies, and now I'm going to try lose of the Iron Wolves, huh? Yeah, so these just need, I think you need to just clean up decals, knock down the shine of those, and I mean, again, these are your minis, but I can tell that you did do a dry brush, it kind of looks like, for the edges, but those are a bit, it's a bit too dark for my taste. But nonetheless, good miniatures. Thank you for sharing.
I like what you got. Good job.
Learn more about Space Wolves Great Companies. Okay. Mono, ecologist from Stalker. SPM 99 suit. He's naming ecologist, quality pictures. Tried your best. You didn't try hard enough. Critique and advice. So it's going to be hard to give critique because I can't really see the details on the miniature and what I barely can see. Like, I can barely see anything, so I can't really give you any critique, and I think I have one of those knives. So I Banana Hazmat Man, yeah. Because these photos aren't in focus, like, I can't really give critique or feedback on these. So this is just because they're out of focus.
Boo, not cool.
But get those on focus and I'll look at them again. Okay, next up we have Ham Sandwich. Critique and feedback. Finish the Blight Lord Terminator. Best miniature I've made. Give extra critique to the gun because I feel I can do better. Okay. So, for the gun, drill your barrels. Because you have a really nicely painted miniature and you don't have the barrels drilled out. So let's see. This is indeed a very nicely painted miniature, that's for sure. Very nice weathering effects, very nice detail. What is that? I just got a thing. Oh, order's been shipped, okay. Very nice weathering, very nice, like, highlighting. Skin tones are really good too, based off the front. Metallics are also really good. Very nicely done. If you think that's a mini, just wait till we get to Lika. Very nicely done on the flesh too. Okay, so this is one thing too. So you have a very nicely done base, but you have a barren base on the bottom, so fix that. So that needs to be fixed. That's the one thing. Because is it also on the front of it too? Yeah, so try and get like texture paste so you don't have a completely blank base. Like you don't have areas that are blank on the base. Because when you see a nicely done base in a nice miniature, and then you see what looks like a bare base, that kind of takes away from it. Verdigris on the axe? Yes. Although it kind of does read too as like a glowing effect. Usually when I think of verdigris, it's a bit like, it's a bit more green instead of blue. So to me, it kind of reads as a glow effect. Again, the skin tone looks pretty good. Nice weathering on the axe. I think there are some areas you missed highlights on the back right here, it looks like. and a little bit of overspill right here. So you might... Wait, is it even showing my mouse on the screen? Is it not showing my mouse on the screen? You need help with a mission in MechWarrior 5. It's not showing my mouse on the screen, darn. Okay, yeah, it is. So you can see my mouse right here. You have a little bit of overspill. Yeah, okay, you can't see my cursor. So you have a bit of overspill right here, so fix that. And also right here, too. So this is, like, the thing where the camera reveals all. So you have overspill in multiple areas with the skin texture. Yeah, so right here you have multiple multiple areas where you have overspill of the skin color texture right here. Little mold line right there. Another thing you can do is maybe paint the bolts silver or whatever color you're gonna do, like a rusted color too. Okay, so this is also a case of where sometimes too much light is not a good thing, because now you're blowing out the colors of the miniature. And it also looks like you got overspill right here too, because this is green. I don't think this is supposed to be green. This should be a different. This should be like silver or something, whatever color it's supposed to be. So the gun. I think for the gun, what you need to do, because like what you did for the trim right here, and also like other areas of the miniature where it's supposed to be like the trim, you have like silver on it, on the rust, like because some of the rust is coming up. So maybe like do the same effect you did right here on this trim on the casing of the gun, like in some areas, because it kind of looks like you just splotched over rust color and left it at that. Yeah, fix that. Very nicely done on the top, although I mean, it looks good. It's just this little mark right here looks a bit too, I want to say, intentional compared to everything else. Like, see how this one blends into the armor a lot better? This one's just there. So if you were able to get this to blend into the armor a bit better, like this one is, that'd look a lot better. And also like right here too. So I think you might have gone a little bit heavy with the paint on this, because it's a bit too pigmented. Yeah, the axe looks good again. I mean, it's fine that this isn't painted, but because you have the purple right here, I would maybe would have tried to put a dark purple in there, like a really dark purple. And it looked good, but overall this is a very good miniature. It needs a little bit of work, but it's mostly just tidying up. And maybe the gun you can fix and do what I said to do, which is get the colors a bit, drill out the barrels, and also make it look like consistent to the miniature that you have. But thank you for sharing.
I like what you got. Good job.
Photos to general Discord chat, no. So if you're in the Discord, you agree to the rules, your name should turn green. If your name is not green, you did not agree to the rules, and then you should be able to see every other channel, because you can only see like 5 channels. But if you are on the Discord, it'll be in the show us what you got chat. But next up, everyone ready to feel inadequate? Next up is Lika with the shitload of miniatures they painted. So we have a lot of very good painters in the Discord. And yes, they make me feel inadequate with how well they can paint. So we have a Space Wolf hover tank. I always get the names confused. So let's see. Okay. The lemon in the Discord, yeah. Very nicely done, some good weathering effects. Problem is, like, Lika's such a good painter. A lot of what I do is, a lot of what it turns into is just nitpick. So, let's see. Maybe paint the Aquila a different color right there. Okay, so none of the ugly mold line in the barrel. That's good. They fixed that. The missiles might need to be worked on. Like, maybe paint them red or something. I don't know why too, but it kind of feels like it's unfinished right here. Because it just, like, yes, some areas have some highlights on it, like the upper area. But some areas aren't, and it kind of looks unfinished. And then I think that's supposed to be a lens too, so maybe paint that. Let's see, other photos. God damn! That is some nice non-metallic metal. Not sure if that's supposed to be colored too, because it's another thing of like, this looks good, and then you have something that's a solid color right here for the rope or whatever this is. So maybe, not maybe, also fix that up. Good weathering on the tracks, on the hover pads. Again, that right there. Very good lens right there. That's pretty good. A few mold lines here and there. Good weathering. The base is also pretty good too. Although the areas of black, I would probably go back in with some of your blue color to color those in. Or a really dark blue, since this is supposed to be ice. Or Schnee. Got some third-party bits, it looks like too. Oh no, those are parts of a dreadnought I just noticed. Those are extra Spaceful dreadnought parts. That's something. So I think, okay, no, it's just my eyes playing a trick on me. Actually, no. I feel like this color is a bit, well, this color is a bit too similar to this, to your headlights. So maybe try and fix that. But overall, the tank is pretty good. There's not much to do aside from just nitpick it. So thank you for sharing that. Next up, we have some Armageddon miniatures. Okay, dust your miniatures for one thing. I think you could have painted the orc skulls a different color. Because they're kind of gray, but... yeah, the orc skulls could have been painted a different color. The flag's painted very nicely. This is just nitpick, but if you want, you could also paint text on the scrolls. Might have gone a bit too heavy on the wash for the golden skull on top. Good highlights. Good freehand. Wash is kind of leaking over onto right there, onto that. Also the eyes too. Bannerman is making me want to take back my decision to not get the Space Marine half. Hey. Well, I mean, the problem is, like, I'm gonna be honest, the Armageddon box was not that great for Space Marines if you already collected Space Marines. So you pretty much already had everything in the box. Like, everything for the Space Marine half was just like a reissue, kinda. Well, not kinda, it was just a reissue at different poses. So you didn't really need them. Okay, a tabard. That could probably be cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, tabard can be cleaned up. Let's see. Okay, so there's multiple miniatures. Tabard, this guy be cleaned up. A little bit heavy on the wash right there too for the helmet. But from 3 feet away, this guy will look pretty good. Blade Guard Captain, he looks pretty good. Might have gone a bit too heavy on the wash. Yeah, a little bit heavy on the wash. Gold looks pretty good. I like the little bit of shading you did right there to make it look like a GW. Make it look like GW's miniatures. Ooh, nice color blending right here. Nice color blending on the sword sheath. Oh, those are free-handed flames too. Very nice, very, very nice. Although I would maybe, well, no, I wouldn't maybe. I would put a little bit of a highlight along the edge right here, because you have it right here on this knee pad, on this foot, and like knee guard or whatever, shin guard, but you don't have it on this one. So I would do a highlight right here. Finger right there, finger right there. Nice, pretty good painted face, although everyone isn't great at painting faces, so what can you do? Pretty good text, a lot better than what I can do. Nice gold. This has been highlighted. Go in with a very, very thin hairline brush and wash that gold to make it darker. Well, in the recess. But this guy is very nicely painted. Good job. Next up, we have a jump chappie. This guy's done very nicely. There are a few areas where it could be highlighted again, although I can't tell if that's not highlighted right there. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I also need to prime my jump chaplain too when I prime everything else. So I've got a ton of stuff to prime actually. I could actually do my jump chaplain too if I wanted to. Do I want to paint the jump chaplain or do I want to paint the Alpha Legion sniper? Okay. Okay, so this guy looks pretty good. Oh wait, no, I remember what I was gonna do. I told myself I did not. Okay, so this is, I'm gonna ruin the jump chaplain for everyone. So how is he standing on a smoke plume? He's standing on a smoke plume, and the smoke plume is not attached to like the vent on the back of his foot, on the back of his leg. So do with that what you will. Did the music just pause itself? No, it didn't. Okay. Very nice gold. Very good, very good. Okay, so is the jump chaplain not finished? Because it doesn't look like you shaded the leather on the Crozius. There's no highlights on it either. You didn't highlight. It doesn't look like you even highlighted the holster either. So maybe paint that. Well, actually, not maybe. Do paint that. Pretty good highlighting. Although again, sorry about that. I think these are painted more for speed than they were for anything else. Okay. Librarian. Librarian looks pretty good. Some good highlights, although... Yeah, these are painted more for speed. The Purity Seal... Yeah, Purity Seal isn't painted. Yeah, these are painted more for speed, because there are some things that aren't painted, I'm noticing, on all the miniatures. Yeah, highlights on legs. Posted. Okay. I will get to them when I get to them. Yeah, these are more painted for speed. So some areas can use highlights. There are multiple things that you forgot to paint. That can be done later, I guess. Then we have an orc. Okay, I can definitely tell what got more effort. The new war boss, beautifully painted, and there's a cat hair right there. Yeah, the orcs definitely got more attention than the Space Marines did from the Armageddon box. Freehand and a Bad Moons logo. Very nice, very nice. Nice thing about orcs is it doesn't have to be neat. Very good skin tones, even highlighted the vein. Nice weathering on the gun and the axe too. Yeah, this is a very, very nicely painted orc, and I can tell which got more attention. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can tell which army Lika cares about more. Yes, very nice orc. This is another... Is this the same one or is this a different one? This is a different one, okay. So you can see the change in effort between them. Unless they stripped it and repainted it, I don't know. I can't tell. I think it might be a different one. Skull rock by the foot. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think they didn't notice that, so that needs to be... Probably paint that skull too. Yes, this one looks a lot better. Carl Franz, Emperor Man, hello. Head big you greetings, hello. Welcome. Very nicely painted lenses though. I wish to one day paint lenses as good as that. Very nice non-metallic metal. Very, very nicely done. With this one. Did they say if those were someone else painted those? Because I know they have a wife, so it might have been done by the wife, I don't know. Yes, very nicely done, very nice non-metallic metal. Very subtle highlights, although I can't really tell in some areas on this. I can see the highlights on the upper arm and the tilt shield, whatever the hell it's called, and also the shield, the actual shield, but not really the feet. Then we have the new Pain Boy. I guess realize I also got he posted a lot of miniatures. After him there's not that many. I mean, I guess I can spend some time, but yeah, not much to like critique about the paint. A lot of these. Very nice blood spattering effect though. Very good. Very nice skin tone for the orc. Very nice non-metallic metal on the syringe. Very nice. Very nice color blending. Basing is very simple too. Also did good with the fabric too. It looks like fabric. Very nicely done on those. What else? Leather looks good. Yeah, that's just very nicely done. Reminds you, Sarah. Shut up, David. It's not an orc. Ooh, that's a nicely painted face. Rose, nice free hand. Right there, very nice non-metallic metal. I think some of the lines on his hair are maybe a bit too thick for the highlights on the upper area, so maybe fix that if you want an ultramarine. That's the Space Wolf, David. Nice weathering. Very good base too. Why is that? Okay, that's just been posted out of order. Yeah, you can tell. You can, even just on when comparing this Space Marine to this, you can tell which got a bit more love. Oh wow! I just noticed that. Look at that. They even did a little like reflection in the goggles too. That's pretty good. Dark Angel Black. Shut up, David. I really like that is some very nice OSL. That is some damn fine OSL. Look at that. God damn. That is very nice. Yes, the new Orc bike has tracks. Feel inferior, thanks. Why are you making me feel, why are you doing that to me? I'm not the one that painted it. Very slow. Well, it's an Orc bike. It's painted red, so it goes faster. Didn't you know? The red ones go faster. Yeah, this. Did they paint that chrome too? It looks like. I think they did try and paint that chrome. That's actually very good. Wow, David, so rude, so rude. Very, very cool. Nice weathering on the tracks too. I was gonna say something about these, but then I realized it's kicking up dust, so it doesn't need that much work on this. Yeah, excuse me. Gotta love the orcs, yes. Yeah, not much to say on that. And then we have some Emperor's Children. Very nicely painted too. Nice color blending. Good highlights right there. That is some very nice non-metallic metal on the insignia on the back. Yeah, very nice non-metallic metal. Maybe the green on the cloak could use a slightly brighter green highlight, not by much though. Okay, never mind actually, it's just the lighting. So the cloak looks fine right here, it's just the lighting for the front. Made it look a bit too dark. Very nice power node. Yeah, this guy looks pretty good. Although I feel like maybe, I can't tell if there's highlights on the staff for the grip. Maybe you can attempt to do a highlight right there. If it's too hard, don't even bother. And the Emperor's Child. There's more Emperor's Children minis they posted. But yeah, this guy looks pretty good too. Looks very nice. Nice cape. Although I'm not sure if that's intentional right there. I think it is. Then that's good. Then we have another Defiler, Jesus Christ. That is a very interesting Defiler face. Jesus Christ. Very nice on the skin effects. Base could maybe I was gonna say some little bit of highlight, but that's just the lighting. Very nice gold. I feel like there's some areas that aren't finished. Might be just me. Any other side profiles? Nope. Yes, this is very nicely done, like all the other Defilers they painted. Very, very nice. Nice color blending. Good metallics. Good highlights too. I think the OSL mic could have used a bit of work. I don't know. Because it looks a bit too strong, I feel like. It might be just me. I don't know. It feels like the front of the gun isn't completed, so to say. Like it isn't fully painted. But again, it might be just me. And I'm wondering if they're gonna be... Are they gonna be... Because you have silver trim and then you have gold trim. Is it supposed to be like that? Or do they... Is it not done yet? Huh. Other than that, it's very nice to defiler. Very nicely done. Then we have another orc. Very nicely painted also. This is going to be another nitpick one too. The good weather. Oh my god, look at the little squig. Look at the tiny little squig. Look at the itty bitty squig, it's so cute. Very nice non-metallic metal as always. Very nice skin tone colors. I can't get over the squig. I like the squig a lot. This is a nitpick. The seam line right here could have been filled in. Orc is... yes, hello mad. Still cute then, yes. Okay, so yeah, like it's always hard to give feedback and critique Lika's stuff because they paint so well, and most of it is just nitpick. Like I'm trying to find stuff, but I can't. It's hard to. Maybe the feet. Maybe that could have used a bit of a highlight. I don't know. But look at the squig. Look at him. Look at the little squig. Okay, right here. So, probably should do more of the non-metallic metal on these casings. Because you did it right here on these ones. But you didn't do it on the back right here. So, do that. Lucky blue jeans. Hello, Lika. I have a question. So, this is just... So... I know it's... What is it? Where is it? So I know you painted this one. Was this one painted by someone else? Because it didn't have your usual non-metallic metal. That was me. Ah, okay. Oh, so why... Oh, commissioned for a local store. Oh, okay. They want a true metallic metal. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering. Because like him, did his wife maybe paint these? Because I was wondering about that. Because usually you always do non-metallic metal. But yes, like I'm telling chat, it's hard to get feedback and critique your stuff. It's mostly just nitpick. But I think the best thing about this miniature is the squeak. Yeah, I had to do the entire Armageddon box in a week. Ooh, oof, big oof, big oof. But yes, I like this squig, just a goofy little guy. Yes, very nicely done, Lika, as always. Thank you for sharing.
I like what you got. Good job.
Okay. Excuse me. Next up, we have more from Panda. So we have some feedback and critique on your latest, The Last of the Buggy Boys. Okay, let's see. So the bugs. So this is just the same critique I gave last time for your yellow color. You need to make sure you thin it down enough, or just get a completely different orange and yellow. Because it's like GW oranges and yellows, or whatever yellow and orange this is, are a bit too like, they're too streaky. So you want to not use them like entirely. Get a different orange and yellow. Okay, I also want to know, is there any reason why just half of these are done? Because I can see you have the orange and yellow right here on that half of the armor, but not on this half of the chitin. Streakiness is fully intended. Oh, okay. Is there any reason you don't have the yellow and orange on both sides? No reason why, just a choice. Okay. Okay, so because these are also large miniatures, what I would do too is for the chitin, I would put some edge highlights on the chitin. Because I'm not sure you actually have those on there. Kind of looks like there is in some areas. The little Termagon is neat, yes. The multiple of them, actually. Good use of extra Termagants, though. I would fix that right there. The camera reveals all. Fix this. Had more, you'd span the base, yeah. Might want to fix this right here. But yeah, also you want to make sure that your paint is actually opaque. But that is just me. Also, you forgot to paint a piece of chitin right here. Hand is a mean god, an angry god. No, I'm not. A tyrant. No, I'm not. Yeah, but I think you could just maybe use a bit of brighter highlights in some areas. So if this is a choice that you're not going to do the orange and yellow on this side of the chitin, I would maybe do some highlights on there to make it stand out. Is what I would do. And also on the top right here. Because from 3 feet away, like if we were to look at this from 3 feet away, English, all the colors would just blend together. So you might want to fix that. Ooh, this is nice. This one is neat. This is a cool one. You got a bit of both going on. Both schemes you have. Sorry. Pork or space bug. So you have a mixture of your other scheme blending into this one right here, which is pretty cool. Space bug, the 8 orcs. They got their daily intake of funky fungus. Okay. Let's see. I mean, it looks good. It's just, I think this is another case that we just use a little bit more highlights. That's it. And maybe also put a wash on the organic bits right here that are pink. Maybe like maybe not a dark red wash, but like maybe a dark pink wash is what I would do. Because you don't need to do a highlight for those. Just like a pink wash would do it a lot of justice. Okay. Then we have a hive tyrant. This one could have been a bit closer to the camera, but whatever. Okay. I don't know why, but I feel like your bases could, like, the bases that don't have termagants or other Tyranids on them, I would maybe put some grass tufts or more, like, it needs more texture, so to say. But again, that's just preference for me. Yeah, maybe a bit more texture on the base. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Then we got a bunch of bugs right here. Very neat, very, very nice. Thank you for sharing. Very well done.
I like what you got. Good job.
Right, and then get more tough submarines. Waiting for LGs to get more there. Super boring right now. Ah, okay. I mean, just rocks would help now, and even just rocks would help, and even like maybe spare bits of marines would work too. Okay, next up we have more from that one dumb panda. Feedback critique on this Gravis captain. First captain was done about 6 months ago. Okay, so for this guy, sorry. Okay, let's see. Cape looks pretty good. I think it's just another case. Well, there's some highlights on him. So which cap is this one that was done 6 months ago? I don't. Or is it when it's the group photo? I think it's the one of the group photo. Yeah, I think it's the one on the left is the first one. Power Sword Captain's first, okay. Let's see, so... I would maybe do a bit of a brighter highlight on the green. Like a very, very thin highlight on the green for the pauldron. And maybe the sharpest edges of the cape. And also maybe use a different green highlight for the little wreath right here. Because it's the same as your cape. Let's see. Face is okay. Everyone can't be great at painting faces. Yeah, I think it just needs more highlights is what it is. Because I see how you have highlights on some of the edges. You want to be consistent on all of them. So also on the fingers too, if you have a good enough brush. Well, even if you have two greens, there's a way to solve this problem. If you want a brighter green, just add some yellow to it. Like add a very tiny amount of yellow to that green and it'll get it brighter. That's how I did it for my orc. It was like, oh, I don't have a brighter green. What do? Just add a bit of yellow. So yeah, that's how you can be resourceful to make brighter colors. So if one color mixes into another color, like how green and yellow, what was it? Blue and yellow mixes into the green. Just add a bit more yellow to your green and it'll look better. Or if you want a darker green, you can add a bit more blue. And same with purple. Is it because I think purple is red and blue. So if you want a brighter purple, add more, I believe it's red. And if you want a darker purple, add more blue. So learning how to mix colors is actually very helpful. If you don't have colors. But other than that, looks pretty good. I think you also... Yeah, you forgot to paint the metallics on the Power Fist too. For the little studs. Okay, thank you for sharing.
I like what you got. Good job.
Okay, JTXP, almost done leaving Rust. I still to do some touch-ups, leaves and feedback on what I can fix. Okay, so... You went really heavy on the wash. It is very, very cool that you tried to... Okay. So I think you... I don't think the cotton is needed on the gun and on the guns at all. This is kind of messy. Your paint's a bit too thick too. So you went way too heavy on the wash, I can tell, because if I go right here, like in this corner right here, and also just all over the tank, you went really heavy with the wash and you want to go lighter on that next time. And then for the exhaust, I think it's fine that you did that. It's just you need to maybe... Okay, so this is a technique you can do if you want to shape the cotton. So what you do is you get some Elmer's white glue, you get some rubbing alcohol, and you mix it together. And then what you do is you soak your cotton or whatever the heck this is in it, and then you shape it into the shape that you want for smoke. And then you have pretty much smoke that you can also put on your miniature. And also I can tell you did not prime this. That's another thing, because I'm actually seeing I'm pretty sure that's bare gray plastic. If not, you want to get a bit more better with how much coverage you get on your miniature. Because you went really heavy on the wash, and that's kind of distracting from it. And also just the brown that you use, you've laid it on a bit too thick. Yeah, I don't think you need... Yeah, you honestly don't need the stuff on the guns. You don't need the tufts because it looks weird. Exhaust is fine, just needs to be shaped better. Just do what I said and just like get some white glue and alcohol. Okay. Yeah, it needs work. So, unfortunately, this is a...
Boo! Not cool!
It needs a lot of work. Okay, Redacted Gamer is trying new base technique. Just put super glue on the base and dunk the base in sand and make wood deserty. Feedback to be appreciated. Okay. Okay, music paused itself again. And I got a follow on Twitch and it didn't even tell me. The thirst is real. Thank you for the follow. And hello, Float Sam. Did that not go off? Hang on. Ah, that's why I'm not getting notifications. I hate how Streamlabs logs itself out every now and then. It's annoying. Let me make sure that actually... I need to check now that I...
Hello there.
The rare AoE submission. AOS... Oh yeah, the rare AOS submission. Okay, so for the basing technique with super glue... I mean, it kind of works, but what you want to do is I would maybe paint it. Versus Real's a homie. He's a good guy. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I think it works to a degree. Okay, I'm not fat, but my fat ass thinks it looks like a snickerdoodle. And that's how you know I'm hungry. I'm sorry, the base, it looks like a snickerdoodle. Great, now I want a snickerdoodle. I'm sorry. Whoever this is, it looks like a snickerdoodle. I would maybe paint it a different color. Or just color it with paint. I mean, it works fine. I know I'm not supposed to critique the miniatures, but the miniatures are kind of a mess. Andy the Hut. Shut up, David. We need the miniatures have a bit too much wash on them. Okay, they also posted more, so what is this one? Another one for the base. Okay, this one looks a bit better. Although you have the miniatures sinking into the base now. Hello, Ernie. How you doing? Yeah, for this one, you have the, yeah, it's sinking into the base. So if you're going to do the sand technique, you want to make sure that the miniature is not on the base, or you go very sparingly with the sand. If you would look at my collection, it'd be a crap ton of Tyranids after Tyranids, like a whole box of Tyranids. When do we start? I was painting Legion, painting Imperialis Mini. Started, what does my OBS say? I started an hour and 22 minutes ago. I pinged the Discord server too, so yeah, whatever. So yeah, this one looks pretty good. Again, the miniature, you might have gone a bit too heavy on the wash. But whatever, but this base looks a lot better than the other ones. I like this a lot better than this, because the problem with using sand is that depending on what sand you use, it could the size of the texture and the size of the grains can be like out of scale, so to say. Because this is the thing that, like, because I do model railroading too, a lot of people know this already. But what we do is we have to keep in mind the materials that we use, because we want it to be what we call in scale. So like IN scale, not N scale. Because if you use like crushed up coal for a steam engine and it's for O scale, it's going to look incredibly stupid and weird. Or like N scale coal on an HO scale locomotive, which is just one size up, is also going to look really weird. So you want to make sure everything looks like it belongs. Because if you're using large grains like this, again, fat ass me, it looks like a snickerdoodle. And also that means that they're stepping on like a lot of stones too. Like the texturing makes it feel like they're stepping on a riverbed of stones, as opposed to like being sandy. Ultimate starter set, that set tricked me into buying Tyranids, though it had more Space Marines, but it had more Tyranids. That's the thing with Tyranids. Tyranids are a horde army, as opposed to Space Marines. Space Marines are the jack of all trades army. You don't need, doesn't need to be a horde army, so to say. That is, unless you take a shitload of intercessors and cheap ass units. Then of course, Space Marines are going to be a horde army. And any army is a horde army if you try hard enough. I like my 16 model Tyranid army though. Yes, that means you have less to transport, which is good. Which is why I like Imperial Knights and Custodes. I have less shit to transport to the game store. It is very nice. Okay. Yes, okay, let me hide this because I have more minis to add because people have posted stuff, which thank you for posting stuff. Ugh, excuse me. And I see someone else is posting stuff too, or in the process of posting stuff. It's cool, but it is very far away. Okay, so we'll just look at these as Crib now is posting. We'll just look at these. Okay. Oh, that's my miniature. Okay, so Barbacoa, feedback and advice wanted. First vehicle for your Red Corsairs. Okay. Any army is a horde army. My Orange 600 Space Marine minis. Let's see, so it's looking pretty good, this Rhino. Before you prime anything or paint anything, make sure you dust it off, because there's like little microfibers and I think cat hair all over this, I can see. So that's just general advice for anyone that wants to prime or paint stuff. Make sure you wash either you wash your miniature before you prime it, or you dust it off well enough with like a can of air, or just even a brush. Just dust your miniatures, or else you're gonna get a lot of ugly microfibers all over it. Very nice little freehand though, with the red Corsair's insignia. Also put the miniature down next time. 3 cats and 2 dogs. I try my best, but fur is everywhere. Yes, that is exactly why I said wash the miniature before you prime it. Because I have a cat and also dogs, so always wash your miniatures before you prime them. Let's see, yeah, so very good weathering you did on it too. Decent, pretty good weathering effect. Colors are good, they're not thick. Washes are just right. Sorry, went back a bit. Washes are just right, although in some areas you have a little splotching right there and like right here. So the problem with big flat panels and wash is, honestly, if you're gonna wash it, you want to like maybe stipple over it again with your base color. Best to brush all of the dog hair in the house. So you might want to start actually washing them with soapy water, or just rinsing them too. So you might want to start doing that, because if dusting them off a makeup brush with a makeup brush isn't helping, brush them off, rinse them off, and like scrub them down. That'll help a lot. But yes, it looks pretty good. Pretty good for your first vehicle for your Red Corsairs.
I like what you got. Good job.
Thank you for sharing. Next up, we have Baked Delights. Very new to the hobby, very limited tools and paint at the moment, still learning as I go. Some good advice. Okay, what game is this? Is my first question. Because I see a hodgepodge of turrets on different tanks. Because I see what looks like a weird Stridswagen 103, a tiger hole, a weird tiger hole, a striker, a Panzer. Just scale tanks I've gathered and kit bash run. Ah, okay. Okie dokie. So if we're just getting the hobby, these are pretty good. You have a good grasp on thinning your paints, which is good. Yes, that is a lav back there, it looks like. You have a good grasp on thinning your paints, which is good. Which is honestly the first thing everyone needs to learn. Have a bomb robot right here. A little bit of blue right here, I don't know why. Let me fix that. Your bases are also good too. Think for the wooden planks, what you might want to do is go back with a dry brush. Because this is just advice for anyone that does anything with like wooden planks. So aged wood, hang on a second. Okay, gotta speed things up. I got something I gotta do. So you got a sick mechanic server a minute. Yeah. So yeah, this is just advice for anyone that wants to paint wood. So once you've done everything and painting it, you want to go back with like a lighter color and dry brush the wood, because aged wood, usually any of the raised areas are going to be worn down. That's just a model railroading tip. This is what we do for railroad ties when we weather them. Yeah, you did a pretty good job for these being some of your first miniatures. Being new to the hobby. Another Panzer, Yag Tiger, Bloombar, Martyr, I think that is. whatever the heck that little guy is. So I think it's fine, so to say, for tanks if you use contrast. But usually for contrast, we don't paint big flat panels with contrast because it gets the weird splotching. Or if you do paint large panels with contrast, you want to thin it down a lot more. Okay, can't really see with these because the lighting, so I'm just gonna skip over these. These are the same exact miniatures as posted twice. Okay, a little bit, tiny bit better right here. I think it's just you're going a bit too heavy with whatever you're using if it's contrast. So thin that down. And also I can't really see right here. But yeah, very good for just getting into the hobby. You've got a good grasp on what you're supposed to do for painting. So like thinning your paints. It's a good job on that. Just like
I like
don't
what you
use
got.
as much wash.
Good job.
Okay, I'm going to have to. We have like 2 more submissions, and I'm gonna have to cut it off right here because I have to do some stuff. So we'll look at it in another 2 weeks. We'll continue in another 2 weeks. So I'll look at the last ones that were posted. Community tab. No, unfortunately I haven't, so I'll get to them next in 2 weeks. What I'll do is for in the next 2 weeks, you can post more in the community tab and I'll look at those too. I'll start with the community tab next time. Okay, let's open some miniatures. Yeah, sorry for anyone that just posted stuff. Sorry about that, Deliverance. I just saw you posted. Yeah, I'm sorry. You just missed the cutoff. I have to do stuff. Like, I have to start going through this really fast. So, okay. So, let's see. We have Pribnouse just starting out. Big fan of content. Okay. So, let's see. So, first things first. White paint. Get a different white paint or don't use white paint at all. Could you do theirs instead of mine? Sure, we can do that. I can skip yours. Let me open theirs. Let me go very fast. Well, I only have time to do what's in the Discord. Because if I do the community tab stuff, I have to keep going back and forth, and that uses up time. And I don't have much time left before I gotta go do stuff. Okay, so yeah, I'll do your other stuff next week, Dumb Panda. Okay, so yeah. So for this, you want to get a different white paint. And if you're just starting out, it's just fine that your stuff isn't highlighted. But it seems you have a decent grasp on somewhat thinning your paints because I have no idea what that is right there. You can see the cursor on screen. Yeah, you might want to get a different white paint. Either get Army Painter white paint or get a Vallejo white paint. Just anything that isn't GW. Because GW white paint is notoriously bad. So yeah, for these being your first miniatures, oh, very nice Dreadnought too. Very cool third-party bits. So for these being your first miniatures, you did a pretty good job. You have a decent grasp on thinning your paint. And also being tidy in some areas too. Because your red isn't really overspilling onto your silver. Your blue isn't overspilling onto the red. You're doing very good for your stuff for starting out with your stuff being neat. It's just get a different white paint. And then as you paint more, also make sure like whatever the heck this is right here doesn't happen again. 3D printed these, 3D printed these guys and their glue moment. Okay. Yeah. So you're doing very good for just starting. You're doing a lot better than most people do. So good job on that front. And because you're just starting, I can't be too harsh on you. Because mostly when people just start and they ask, oh, can I get feedback or critique? It's usually like the feedback I can usually give is just thin your paints and like tidy up your areas that you paint and don't go as heavy on the wash. And it looks like you're doing good on that. And then the more you paint, what you could also do is you can start edge highlighting. Although what I would do to get it down to also learn other techniques too is learn how to do dry brushing, because you can get like good enough edge highlights as you're just starting. It's just when you do dry brushing, you want to make sure that you also clean up as you go. But other than that, very good job for just starting out, and also good job on the dreadnought. Not many people start with dreadnoughts.
I like what you got. Good job.
And then finally we have Deliverance. Just started the hobby. Okay, so you didn't put critique or feedback, but I guess you want feedback. So for this, again, you want to be careful with the wash, because I can see it right here. And also, you did a good job with the lens and also the contrast on the plasma gun too. And also your washes aren't as heavy either, so that's good. So this is another thing when you're doing washes, what you want to do is when you wash it, you want to go back with your original color and clean up any areas that got in flat panels. And also start getting into the habit of getting rid of mold lines too, because this is very distracting right here on the helmet and also on the leg too. But you did good on the basing too, which is good. Not too ridiculous, not too heavy. Yeah, same right here. So for leather, you can wash it, just make sure you thin down your wash and make sure it doesn't pool in some areas. This is pretty good. Oh, another dreadnought. Neat. Pretty good base. Base is pretty funny. Although what I would do is I would try and get some texture paste to put in between the cork that you have right here. Ultramarine looks nice, yeah. Did a decent job on trying to do bullet impacts and scratches too, which is good. So you did good on that, because normally what people do is they'll just like drill a hole and that's that. But what you did is you actually made a little bit of the outside edges of the impact like mushrooming out, because that's how impacts work. And then for your scratches, those look pretty good too. No idea what happened here, unless you were trying to like scrape off whatever was right there. So get some sandpaper to do that next time, or sanding sticks or sanding sponges. Dread is still whip, almost finished. The base is whip, definitely. Ah, okay. Okay, so this is also for future reference for everyone. He's missing a toe. Ah, yes. Oh yeah, look at that. You're missing a toe, so maybe want to fix that too. This is also future reference for everyone. I prefer the miniatures you submit be finished 100%. Well, the miniature itself can be finished. The base is fine. Just like get the base like 90% of the way there. Other than that, this is very nicely done. Very nicely done for you guys, like just starting out. So thank you for sharing. You guys did a very good job.
I like what you got. Good job.
But I have to go do some stuff. So thank you everyone so much for sharing your miniatures. It was nice to see what everyone's worked on and what everyone's done, and also see the improvements over the multiple streams that we've done this. And it's been 10 yeah. I've done this stream now 10 times. Let's do it many more times. So thank you everyone so much for sharing. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I will see you all on Wednesday for painting whatever the hell I choose to paint. Either the Jump Chaplain, actually probably not the Jump Chaplain. It's most likely going to be the Alpha Legion Sniper. So have a good rest of your day, everyone, and I hope to see you on Wednesday. Goodbye.